Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Marvel Legends toy review. Not a Marvel Legend, but the Iron Man 2 6-inch War Machine. I think this thing is really, really crazy badass. Thanks a lot to Boxing Type X for sending this to me and doing a trade with me for this. I think this figure is so awesome. I am so impressed with the 6-inch figure War Machine, Iron Man 2 figures. They're just so badass. And you can see like right off the bat, I've added a bunch of accessories to them, and that's what's so fucking cool about this shit, man. Like my brother was looking at this, and he was just like right off the bat saying, well, initially he thought this was a resculpt, just like a repaint from the Mark 6 figure, but no, it's not. Now, and I'll show some comparisons in a second. But he was just like, damn, dude, I could see there's a lot of love put into this thing, and I'm like, damn, he doesn't really collect either. So that's just an amazing thing that he was able to point that out. And there is a lot of love put into this thing. And like Nightmare was saying, I really hope this is the standard for the new Marvel Legends. So, um, basically onto the figure. Like my favorite thing about this is that you can really use a lot of accessories from other figures. To soup them up. Now this thing right here I made. This is a lesson I got from Red Hulk 80. But he comes with the 6 different hands, like how the Mark 6 does, and the one I used over here for him to hold this gun is this gripping one right here. So I figured, hey, I'll put that to some use. Most of the time with the Iron Man, you just use either the repulsor power one or the fist. So it's not so unlikely that War Machine would be holding a gun like this. I think it's pretty cool. And then I forgot who mentioned it on a Skype call, but you could actually fit the War Machine flame things right inside this Gatling gun right here. It fits right in there perfectly, and it'll just stay. So that is very cool. And then you could also fit the flame stuff, like squeeze it on between. You have to kind of pull the fist out a little bit, but it'll fit right in there. It'll fit. So that is fucking sick. Now this part over here was all my doing. Um, See, the missile launcher thing is not really made for this. Has 4 holes that are very close, and this has 3 and 3 that are pretty spread apart. I'm gonna put this gun away. And so don't force it. She don't like it if you force it. But if you change your angle, you can squeeze it in. Oh, hold on, that was me forcing it. What did I just say? What did I just say? But it holds like that if you angle it. Can you see how I angled it? It's just putting in these middle two instead. You got it? So instead of going horizontally, you got this like 45-degree angle kind of thing. And it's actually tricky. It's not the easiest thing to get it in there, you know, but it's worth it. Actually, going the other way is better. Yeah, and then sometimes you could have it the missiles lean. Be creative with your legends. I know a lot of you cats are already, but I'm pretty stoked about just adding little things like that to it. I had it on there for a while. It is a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like it's hella easy, but it's not the hardest thing in the fucking world. Anyway, so more onto the figure. So that's the thing I like about this is that you could add all kinds of accessories. One thing I didn't mention in the Mark 6 review that was actually kind of a little bit of a disappointment for me was, and not a big deal, okay, is there's no hole pegs at the bottom of the feet. That would have been cool because then you could add some of the flames at the bottom, just plug them in at the bottom. That would be kind of cool to see. But no, no hole pegs at the bottom of the feet. That kind of sucks, but not a big deal. Okay, so the paint scheme first. Oh, like I was saying, my brother thought that this was just a repaint from the Mark 6. Definitely not a repaint. He was like, no, the legs are the same. And I'm like, dude, they're hella not. Look, the thickness is different. The sculpt is different. Same thing with the legs right here. Very different. The torso, very different. There's actually not one damn thing on this thing that's the same as the Mark 6. Even the head sculpt. They could have just done a head sculpt repaint. Oh, but no, they did not. Very different. You can see the head sculpt. Yeah, I'm geeking out a little bit. I'm very excited off of this fucking War Machine. It's fucking cool. So I'm just really, really stoked, man. Even the shoulder pads, everything is different on this thing. It's so fucking cool, dude. So some of the features, like this missile rocket thingy comes off, and so that this piece right here isn't exposed, you can just put this little piece right back on here. Very, very cool that they did that, because I don't remember this thing being in the movie. I just remember him having the gun over here. But the fact that they added that is just giving you a little piece of comic book accuracy in a movie figure. Fucking dope, man. So fucking cool. And then the Gatling gun slides across this little thingy right here. It's connected with these two clips, alright? And it goes into here. Pops off quite frequently for me. It doesn't slide so easily. Maybe I need to loosen it up more. I just got this in yesterday. And then it hinges like this, very cool, and then it rotates. It's almost on a ball joint kind of thing. You can see it swivel just a little bit right there. And then very cool how the ammunition thing, yeah, you guys know I don't know shit about guns. I don't know what to call it. But it clips in the back right here, and then it connects again on the side right there. I would like to customize this and paint it gold. That would be pretty fun. So plug this in right here, and then plug it in right there. The paint job is very cool on this guy also. I like how he has the same matted type of finish as the Marvel Legends War Machine. He doesn't have the shiny glossy feel as the Mark 6. If you can see the light, how it just reflects off the Mark 6 compared to this one. Very, very cool. If you have the Mark 6 and not the War Machine, it's kind of like a lot of the, this gray silver part is very similar on both of them, but it just feels different. I'll give you a size comparison also. He is a little shorter than the Marvel Legend. Their legs are spread about the same, but he is a little short. That bothers me just a little bit. I don't like that, but it's not a big deal. It's really, really not. Just overall, I'm stunned by this thing. And they did a lot of detail as far as, having this emergency, kind of this yellow and black right here stripe thing going on, all the numbers and letters and stuff. Over here, the little red triangles on the top of the head. Can't really see it. They look like just red dots on my shitty camera. You get a new. Hey, please click the ad, by the way, so I can get a new camera, huh? Alright, thank you. And his eyes have the white with the red trim. Like that very much. Same thing with the arc reactor right here. Very cool, and in the hands as well. Right there, the repulsor beams. Okay, so very cool. The articulation, very similar to the Mark 6. Head tilts back, all right, and it moves down very well and moves side to side. But these two panel things are blocking it. But you could shimmy it and work around it. That's about as far to one side as you can look. The panels right here, which I haven't popped off yet. I'm sure if you force it, you could pop them off and they'll go back on. But the shoulder panels, he's got ball joints right here on the shoulder. I think it's cool how they actually added a design right here when they didn't have to, because it's mostly being covered. Swivel right here at the bicep, double jointed elbow. Same thing with the Mark 6 on the joints. They have these rivets right here on the elbow, on the inside of the elbow. One thing is I kind of wish that the gun right here was kind of placed on the top instead, but I don't know, it's really not that big of a deal. And then he's got this little panel thing that flips up right here for his hand. So if you want to switch to the repulsor, you could bend his hand up and he's shooting like that. So they could do that, that classic move at the end of the movie. And I don't know why I had to change it back out. And then the wrist does rotate and moves up and down just fine. And it works the same way with all the hands. Same thing with the other side. The torso, I call this a diaphragm joint, moves side to side very well. And it moves up and down. Actually moves forward as opposed to the Mark 6, which doesn't move forward at all. So it moves back and forth. You can tilt his head back some so you can get him in a decent flying pose. Pretty sweet. He has ball joints on the legs. Same thing as the Mark 6, where there's that design on the side right here, and it still moves. Now you got to be a little creative by the way you get his legs to move forward. You got to turn to the side and then bend it forward and then bend the thigh joint. So it's kind of tricky because there's a lot of plastic on this guy. So you can get him in a flying pose like that. It's kind of tricky though. But if you want that leg up like that. So he also moves at the thigh right here. Double jointed knees. Alright. And then just like this in the Mark 6, that there's very little foot articulation. Moves side to side a little bit. Moves down and up. You don't want to force it or else you're going to break the plastic down there. I can see if I try to force it, I'm going to break something. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Peace.